not from different parties. What you mean by independence? Could you define your?
Yeah, what I mean from independence is that whoever is going to adjudicate on this process will have to be completely independent. You cannot. We have to find a process by which, because
it must not belong to a party.
You must not belong to a party. One, not only must you not belong to a party, you must not have the ability to take sides. Because we are human, we have human error.
Is there anyone that belongs to a party?
No, people have affinities for parties. But you see, what the laws will do, what you call autonomy, would ensure that you cannot have that affinity to any political parties.
There are no such persons. There are no such persons.
Oh, that's what?
That have this affinity that you're talking about. There are people.
Oh, no. You are saying that, okay, why would the past chairperson of LASIEC in 2011 claim against the law, electoral law, and said all of the announcement that was announced at each local government was wrong, and he is going to overrule that announcement, that the ruling party won every single seat in the states, and people, journalists, yourselves, channels was there, STV, all the channels, all the TV stations were there.
Are you saying it's not possible? Are you saying it's not possible to win all the parties? No, to win all the seats for a party?
No, it's not. You shouldn't.
So it's not practical.
No, it's not practical for any party to win.
It is practicable because I can, for instance, for X party, have my laid down structure, and then I win every seat. It's possible.
Gimba, in every state of Nigeria, every ruling party has won 100%. Let me give you another irony. Kashamu in the senatorial district, when in Ogun State, when they held the local government election, you know, PDP owns the Senate, they own all of they have all of the representatives, House of Rep members, they have all of the House of Assemblies. When they did the local government chairman, one councillor was what they were able to claim. Can you imagine? Is that possible? Where one party controls a whole senatorial district, and when the election was held, they couldn't win one local government. So this is what happens when I talk about being unbiased. It's not possible let me take you back a bit. 100%.
Are you talking about their possibility to win all of the elections, or the procedure that the immediate past chair of LASIEC overruled the results?
I'm telling you about the consistency in every local government election we've seen in Nigeria has been that the officiating, the people who are officiating, the umpires, have always shown this bias to the ruling party. Because why? They are the ones that organized them, picked them, and they are the ones that funded
all the local governments in this country. Different states.
All the states. That's what has happened. And that is what predicated the call for autonomy. Because they stranglehold on local governance. And you have to understand the importance of local governance. They have bastardized the whole system. I was watching the issue of Moise Banere, what happened. It's amazing. You'll be surprised. It's because of lack of good, proper local governance. Most of the people you saw on the TV who are shouting, their children are going to schools that local government are running. Their children are having substandard education. They are the worst off. Those people who are protesting, they are worse off because that local governance does not operate. Now, what has gone wrong? The man said within the constitution of your party, within the constitution of APC, you must conduct primaries. So what is wrong when in a party, in a political party, you are telling the leadership to follow the constitution of your party to the letter? You become somebody who has offended the party leadership.
Even though we hope to hear from, even though
it's amazing. What kind of democracy are we practicing? The man went to court to challenge that you did not follow the constitution. But you now brought people that are rented, people who are suffering from this lack of democracy.
So the people are rented.
Oh, they are rented. You want me to explain to you how they got them?
Just
how did they get them?
Thank you. I will explain that to you.
No, hold on, Segun, because
it's amazing. I will tell you the instrument of magic. This is the instrument of magic.
Just hang on, Segun, because we'll be looking forward to actually expect that the Lagos State government will have their representative on the show to actually say what transpired, because they say that that's anti-party activities. We're not members of those parties.
To challenge your party for not following the constitution is anti-party.
It's going to be their word against this. But let me take you to, even though you'll get to that point where you tell us what happens. Since we're talking about autonomy, tell us, you've been a former vice chair of a local government in Lagos. How do local governments work?
Well, the way local governments work, you see, the work of local government is, it was designed, like I said, is a third tier of government. There are 3 tiers of government: the executive, the federal, the state, and the local government. The whole idea of local government is government, the state government and federal government cannot be everywhere. The inner roads you take, your movement from one place to the other within that vicinity, your drainages, they work just like a state government. They have all departments, the same ministers you have, the same commissioners you have, they have them at the local level. So you have commissioners that represent education, that takes care of the primary education, that's interested, that his job is to make sure that they have proper good education. We have health, we have supervisor for health, we have supervisor for works. So the same way is mirrored just like the federal and the state system. This is an executive position where you use a green biro to appropriate funds and spend public funds for the good of the populace.
So are they accountable to the state governments?
No, they are not accountable. They are accountable to the electorate that put them there. That is democracy. You see, the state government is making them an appointee of the state. They don't want them to be independent because they should be voted for and be accountable to the people that put them in power. This is where the anomaly is. Because you find states will tell you that, oh, it's purely a state. And you find eminent Nigerians, lawyers, who will tell you that, oh, yes, there's no state, federal government has no business in state. States can do anything they like to local government. That is not true. When the federal government created the states, they gave them their independence.
But you rely on the states for funding. So why
on the states and the federal government?
Why would that
funding?
change?
You rely on the states and the federal government. As a matter of fact, 80% of the funding of local government come from the federal government, not from the states. Barely 20% of funding come from state government. Challenge me on that. I'm telling you.
Barely 20%.
So who keeps the
barely
money?
20%.
Does the money come?
I don't even think there have been 20%.
It's
barely would they have 5% contribution to what local government.
So how does the money? What's the channel of the money getting?
The channel
to the
is
government?
the federal account, the joint JAC, the joint federal account that they use. The money from the federal government that is being given to state government is put. There's a one for the states and there are ones for local government. Every money that the federal government spends, so they will give the local government their own. In charge, they will give it to the state government to collect in lieu for the local government. Now, when the state government collect this money on behalf of their local government, they will now tell the local government that, listen, I have your money, but we have certain projects we want to do in your locality. So I'm going to take 10 million from each of your local government, or 20 million for each of the money that is going to be given to you for the next 1 year, for the next 2 years. You will be paying 5 million every month. This is what they do. So the state government will wipe out the money. It will never get to the hands of the local government. So the few that get to the hands of the local government, they misappropriate it as well.
Are these elected local government officials or the caretaker committee chairman?
In all conditions, whether they are caretakers, whether they are elected, that's how it functions. That is why they put the good old boys who are unpicked to be there. If you are unpicked and the populace did not put you there, whatever the beacon of the state government or the party leaders tell you to do is what you do. That's why you find local governments are just ceremonial functionaries. They spend money for Hajj, burial, parties. And so a leader is doing 60, a leader is doing 70. That's what they spend your money for. Wow. Now you go through the potholes in the rainy season. Where are they? They have a Department of Works. What is the Department of Works doing? Why are they not patching the roads? Why are they waiting for Lagos State government, PW, from the public works to come and fix their roads? What are they doing? Some of them have graders in their offices. You know how many people they are paying every month in the office of the engineer? The Department of Engineer.
They pay them?
Their salaries, every local government has close to 500 workers. They are being paid salaries on a monthly basis.
And you said
and all of these civil servants have different departments of what they're supposed to take care of. They have education, they have works. The works department, what are they doing? The engineers in every local government are as qualified as any engineer in state or federal parastatal. They have the same qualifications.
Did you speak against this when you were
I did.
Chairman?
Of course, I spoke out. As a matter of fact, It got to a point that my speaking out was what pushed me out to make sure that I never got a ticket. As being the vice chairman, I was the vice chairman. So naturally, I contested for chairmanship. They made sure that I never got there. They said, this man is too opinionated, he's too independent, and he wants to perform. He's not going to follow the party leadership. You follow what? You see, that's why I say that when I say rented crowd. You see, the party leadership can call on members within 1 hour. You can have 10,000 people there. Because all he needs to do is to say, every local government, make sure you mobilize to this event tomorrow. They will get 300 people each in each local government. Overnight, the printers will print the shirts, the banners will be printed, and they will call each of the organizations within the local government. All the artisans
are they party members?
They are all party members. They will call them artisans, whether they are hairdressers, organizers, they have association, they have affiliations with the local government. They're making sure that their chairmen of this association are card-carrying members. This is a three-line whip. This is how they bring the crowd to make sure that they support them. So you find that the lower class are the people that are being used in local governance, because the educated class or the middle class have no interest in local governance, and I think it's a misservice to Nigerians.
How much of corruption?
Accomplished Nigerians should be the one running local government.
How much of corruption happens at the local government?
It's amazing. It's beyond. You know, they were giving shopping money. Nobody has ever asked what local government did. Amazing amount of money came to local government.
Who gave them? Federal government or states?
Yes, sir. The shopping money that the states
had their own.
They had their own.
States had too.
In the multi-millions. Nobody has ever asked them to do what they did with it. Nobody. The corruption. Go and find a local government chairman who does not own an hotel. What are you talking about? They don't just own an hotel. They own at least 5 to 6 homes.
No, you don't have that proof.
My brother, I can give you that proof if I'm challenged. If a local government chairman in Lagos dares to challenge me that he does not own more than 3 to 4 homes or 1 hotel, let any of them come to the public and say that take me to the EFCC that I do not own this.
But they could own it legitimate.
I challenge them.
It could be legitimate.
It is not legitimate. Believe me. Go and find out who they were before they became chairman. Go and people know their history. This is why it's local government. People know the history of people who are in local government. They were nowhere to be found before. Overnight. So why would such a person challenge their benefactor? A man that now put them as chairman that they never dreamt of. That's why they will mobilize and come to the streets and tell you that this is God. Because you remember, they did this for Abacha. And this is what is killing democracy in Africa. Because he will tell you that there's only one man that can do it. There's only one individual that can make you, that can feed. What if that man is gone?